I have a question for the ladies, because this past weekend I experienced what it was like to reject a man and have him just walk away.
Welcome back. Today we're looking at a dating story that reveals something much deeper about rejection and expectations. She turned a man down, but what happened next completely caught her off guard. He didn't chase, he didn't argue, he simply walked away. And that raises an uncomfortable question. When someone expects attention to continue after rejection, what happens when the other person finally stops giving it? We'll look at several real-life clips and uncover what they reveal about the
But I'm
complicated.
sure that a lot of people can relate. It is so hard sometimes watching so many of your friends fall in love and find their person and get pregnant, especially as I'm moving into my 30s. I feel like I'm watching everybody else live out their dream and wondering when my dream is going to happen for me. And a lot of the times people say things like, well, you have to have a full life. A partner's not going to give you that. And I do have a very full life. I love my life. I'm writing a memoir and I have a therapy practice and I have a really beautiful apartment in New York City and I have the best friends and I really do have this massive life, but it feels like there is something major that is missing. I know it sounds wild, but sometimes it feels like I'm missing out on life because I don't have these things yet. I thought I'd be married by now. I thought I'd have multiple kids by now. And this is not just the timeline that society has set on women. This is the timeline that I wanted for myself. I've known ever since I was 3 years old that I was born to be a mom, and I just want to experience that so bad. And sometimes I wonder and worry, and this is something that I'm working on in therapy, that like something is wrong with me, that I just don't get to have what other people have.
From the outside, her life looks successful. She has a career, independence, close friends, and everything many people spend years trying to build. But beneath that success, something still feels incomplete. Watching the people around her marry and start families forces her to confront a difficult truth. Achievement can bring freedom, but it cannot always replace the connection we deeply want. Because real fulfillment isn't measured by career success alone. Sometimes the life we work so hard to build still leaves room for one thing we cannot create
Dating
by
apps
ourselves.
actually make me so insecure. When I say dating apps, I mean Hinge, because I feel like Hinge is the only normal one to have. All the other ones are kind of weird, and I feel like you're desperate if you have the other dating apps. But anyways, 99% of who shows up on my feed is disgustingly chopped. I'd say about half of my likes are disgustingly chopped. And then I have matches. I have like 10 matches. None of them respond to me. No. Like, what's the point of having the app? I'm about to delete it again. It hurts my self-esteem. Every time I open the app, it just reassures me, like, and I know it's designed to be that way, okay? I'm reworking on my self-esteem. It's just the internet, all you haters and dating apps have just destroyed it, okay?
She uses the word chopped to describe men she finds unattractive, but there's another issue hiding underneath her frustration. From his perspective, the problem isn't simply that dating apps are failing her. It's that endless choices can completely distort expectations. The men she wants most may already be overwhelmed with attention from other women, making competition far tougher than it appears. And when hundreds of options are always one swipe away, rejection becomes easier, but genuine connection can become harder. What feels like unlimited opportunity can ultimately leave both sides disappointed.
Time. So I match with this guy. Things are going good. He's really cute. Seems really nice. We're talking for a couple of days, and then out of nowhere, he asks this question. So is your ex still in your life? Fun fact, me and my ex actually still work together. But he cheated. There's no going back. Don't have to worry about that. This guy has the audacity to tell me, oh, well, you seem really nice, but I make $150,000 a year and I can't handle baggage, and it's extremely disrespectful to a new guy that you work with your ex. Honey, I didn't ask you how much you made a year, number one. Number two, I think it's extremely disrespectful that you think I should give up my career that I've worked really hard for a decade, all because some dumbass decided they were going to cheat on me. Next.
From his point of view, walking away wasn't an overreaction. It was a boundary. When an ex is still part of your daily life, especially at work, the past never fully disappears. For someone starting a new relationship, That can create questions about trust and emotional baggage. Instead of accepting uncertainty and hoping everything would work out, he made a different choice. He protected his peace and decided it was better to leave before the relationship even began.
Non-negotiable dating rules that helped me when I was dating to start attracting really incredible men, magnetize them towards me, and finally finding my husband. Number one was circular dating. Circular dating meaning that I dated multiple men at the same time, not multiple sleeping around, no, just dating, in order to find a man who was going to give me the commitment that I wanted. And of course, he was somebody that was compatible with my desires and needs. In the past, I used to just focus on one guy. I would be dating one guy and jump the gun and start just focusing all my attention into that one relationship and really get ahead of him, and without even actually getting to know the person. So by circular dating, I took a step back. I was more observant. I was actually not in my needy energy anymore, because now I have multiple guys who are pursuing me, and I would be more deciding whether or not these guys were compatible with me. So that helped me tremendously.
The strategy sounds simple. Keep several options open until one man proves he's ready to commit. But for someone searching for a serious relationship, that can create a completely different feeling. Nobody wants to believe they're simply competing for a place in someone's life. When intentions remain unclear, trust becomes harder to establish, and emotional investment starts to feel risky, because eventually a lasting relationship demands more than having options. It requires two people who are willing to stop looking elsewhere and choose each other completely.
Being easy to lose. This changed everything for me. When you're easy to lose, it means that if he's not actively trying to get your attention, if he is not asking you out, he is not calling you, texting you, asking for your attention, then he's going to lose it. You're not going to give him the attention that he's not asking for. So when you have that dynamic in play, when you're easy to lose, you lose interest in a guy that is not into you, then it creates this dynamic in a guy that is going to try harder and harder to get your attention. And the more he tries, the harder he tries, the more he invests in you, it is inevitable for him to not fall for you. The more men invest in a woman, the more they fall for the woman. So the concept of being easy to lose, you see, it's not hard to get, but easy to lose is such a game changer. So follow that.
But there's a danger when dating becomes a strategy instead of a genuine connection. You can make someone chase harder, invest more, and prove themselves, but none of that can manufacture real attraction. Healthy relationships aren't built through tests or calculated moves. They're built when interest exists on both sides, intentions are clear, and respect comes naturally. Because the moment someone feels they must constantly earn another person's attention, the relationship may already be standing on unstable ground.
Number three, being always 2 steps behind him. What does that mean? It means that I was not going to introduce him to my family, to my friends, if he didn't introduce me to his friends and family. If he didn't put me on his social media, I wasn't going to put him on my social media. By being behind him, by not getting ahead of him, I always stayed in my feminine and he was in his masculine energy. He was trying to move things along. He was trying to make me want to make him more important in my life. In all my past relationships, it was always the other way around. So by following this rule, by not getting ahead of him, by not asking him, so what are we, where is this relationship going, trying to move the relationship forward, but actually being behind him, while you have multiple guys also pursuing you, you become again next level of a prize to a man that he tries to win. He tries to get you to introduce him to your friends and to your family and social media and to your world, because he wants to earn that place of being important. So follow these 3 rules. It's going to change your dating game forever and make you be a...
When love becomes a constant test of power, trust eventually begins to disappear. Real relationships need honesty, respect, and effort from both people. If one person is always chasing while the other keeps moving the finish line, frustration eventually replaces affection. Because lasting love isn't about controlling who cares more. It's about building something together, where neither person has to constantly prove they deserve to stay.
Ladies, because this past weekend I experienced what it was like to reject a man and have him just walk away. No, come on, baby. No trying to coax me into anything. So, ladies, have you experienced this? I would love to know in the comments what your experience has been from rejecting him.
He heard the rejection and accepted it. No begging, no convincing, no desperate attempt to change her mind. He simply chose his dignity and walked away. Sometimes the most powerful response to rejection isn't persistence at all. It's knowing when to let go. Because when someone respects your decision enough to leave peacefully, that silence can say far more than any desperate attempt to stay.